changing the future with Shining Miracle. Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about the movie for Gotchard called The Future Daybreak. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. And we start with the future timeline, where future Hotaro, what's it called Daybreak throughout the whole review, is struggling to fight against Grion and his Dread Army while being injured on his side. And people are running away from his Dread Army, and also the first introduction to the Dark Death Mask. I gotta say, it's pretty interesting that we finally see how his future Hotaro looks like being played by Daigo. It looks pretty cool that he has an eye patch and all that, like, it's just pretty interesting to know that. And Grion is there saying that back from a little time travel adventure, but say that it'll end them now. At Daybreak, there's a different transformation pose from the one we're used to, and going like a little Spider-Man logo going up before doing a little transformation and pose in order to turn into Daybreak. At the end, we see the sun, which is the Daybreak version of the sun, with Rine's voice saying if he can hear her. And we shift to the present, where Rine is trying to wake up Hotaro, and it seems that he actually remember her until now, which is kind of weird to say to somebody you know for almost a year. And it seems like the whole Alchemist gang getting ready for the firework festival, which is, the summer festival. They get an emergency call about a Dread Army attacking people, and we see the True attacking all the people, with one of the Death Max members being there. As Kajiki arrives in order to give some exposition stuff and want to actually record some of the Kamen Rider fight, but they get knocked out as usual, and their Alchemist gang arrives to fight against the Troopers. And Hotaro transforms to their Rider form in order to begin the movie with the title card. We have the whole Alchemist fight against the Troopers, but it is Hotaro having Rainbow form in order to summon the Gotchard brother, which is probably the only time we see them because we can't afford, we gotta save on the budget in order to help out, until the math member comes down in order to knock out the bros. As he comes in, talking to them, he introduces himself as Hellcrate, and he said this timeline shouldn't exist, as Spanner arrived in order to stop Hellcrate from coming another step with his little sword gun. But then Hellcrate revealed that he actually has Spanner's face, and it's pretty shocking to see Spanner versus Spanner. As Spanner transformed to his Valborod form to fight him, as Hellcrate also becomes the Angel Amalgam in order for him to get in an even playing field with Spanner. And more Dead Trooper are coming out, and everybody wondered how this is happening and where they're coming from. And interestingly, Kaguya comes in, answering that they're from the future. He then defeats all the troopers around him. Spanner actually injured Hellcrate, as Hellcrate decided to escape for now, saying that he'll get revenge on Spanner and go through the portal back to the future. Kaguya explains how the enemy is from a parallel future, and Hotaro remembers Daybreak, being from a parallel future, and Hotaro wants to go there in order to help out. As Kajiki wakes up in order to hear all the information, Hotaro continues to say that he wants to go to the future, and it's where Daybreak is, and he can help him out in any situation at all. As he wants to pay him back for every time he helped him and his friend. As our useless character Fuga comes in alongside Kyoka, saying that there is a way to enter the future. Because of course there is, and of course Fuga gonna know, because he is our useless character. So let's see how he's wasted here. Fuga makes a little train. He tells all of our alchemists to join in and collect their ring in order to create a very powerful alchemy. When they do so, it's the power of the alchemy of some Kemi to make Gigantoliner by having Steamliner come out in order to transform into the Gigantoliner. It looks really cool. I really do love the colors and all that. And I like the way that the train looks, the colors of the gold and all that. It looks really cool. As Kajiki is watching over it, actually being shocked over and over again. As the train gets ready to leave, as Hotaro decided to join in. But then Rine comes in, saying that she wants to join Hotaro due to the fact that she wants to also thank Daybreak for all the time that he helped her. As Spanner stays behind with Kaguya in order to hold down the fort with the other alchemists, our primary and secondary rider go on a field trip to the future in the train as they leave to the future, with Fuga melting, which of course he is, he's a clone. Yeah, he's gonna wasted right now because it's pretty sucked that we're not gonna see Kamen Rider win in this movie. So yeah, he's just another wasted opportunity for our most wasted, useless character. Oh well. As the train travels to the future, as somehow Kajiki got on board, as he actually wants to see the future as well. As Hotaro and Rine can't really do anything, as they don't really know if they can actually turn back and decide to just take Kajiki with them to the future. As they arrive to the future, where it's destroyed, as they hear fighting happening around them, as they meet Daybreak, as he's actually shocked to see them, as well as interestingly, Kloto Atropos come in, saying that they're on Daybreak's side, as he finally reveals himself to be future Hotaro, because it's actually interesting to remember that he never actually revealed what his name was in the actual TV show. So yeah, pretty interesting to see that Hotaro finally had confirmation that he actually knew that it was actually him for the future. And he tried to shake his hand, but Daybreak just leaves without touching it at all. Which yeah, of course he wouldn't. He's in a depression funk right now. And they all go to the hidden base where it's actually the alchemy base. I would see future Hopper 1 with Orange, with Hotaro, as he just started to play with him a little bit, which is pretty cute to see. But then Daybreak seals him away, saying that there's no time for that, which actually saddens Hopper 1, which is pretty sad to see, and even Hotaro realized it is. As Kajiki goes out to look around, actually meets pretty much one of the most annoying characters probably in this movie, Tajima, being played by Yoshino Kojima, who's actually an alchemist for the future, who's doing the experiments and all that in order to figure out how to counteract the Dread Army. And he has to hasn't gotten any success with his latest invention. So yeah, it's kind of annoying in this movie because he doesn't really do much, especially the fact that he's mostly with just his underwear and a laptop. Like, he had no pants or shirt. But I don't even know if I can actually put it on YouTube because with all the heavy censoring that YouTube like to do, I don't know if I can actually put it on this website. I gotta find some way to actually work around it or something like that because I cannot deal with some problem with him because yeah, he doesn't wear pants or shirt for the whole movie and I find it kind of annoying to put in the review. So yeah, bear with me as I probably won't be mentioning him too much or be showing too much images other than one major thing he'll do later on. But yeah, I find it kind of annoying. He's not really good at this to the cat. But anyway, the gang in the present give word that our duel will have a ride to the future. As Daybreak explains how the timeline changed when Grion first appeared back in episode 16. When Hotaro fought Grion when he was in the Orochimaru form, and Hotaro loses his right eye for one of the blasts, and Grion actually won't kill him at all, saying that until El Dorado is made, he'll keep him alive, right, to make him experience his life as a living hell. But I think it's pretty evil to do. Like, this is pretty evil thing, an evil scummy thing for Grion to do. And he started to kill everybody around Hotaro that's close to him one by one. And he visits the graveyard showing all of them dead. As the day comes when they open the door of darkness, which is all the way back in episode 27, just differently this time. As Grion finally gained the Dark King's power, creating his dread army in order to rule over the world, in order to accomplish his dream of making El Dorado, as well as creating new dolls, which are the Dark Death Mask, which pretty much allows Atropo to say that the sisters have been cast away like that. And also wondering where Lacus is at the moment. Well, yeah, Lacus is dead because it shows the future Lacus actually died protecting them from Grion and the Death Mask people before she died by their hand. As Toto is angry over it, which you can remember her character arc in the actual Kamen Rider Gotchard show, yeah, it'd be understandable why would be angrier the most. Oh, Lacus' death. But anyway, Hotaro wants to join the fight as well as Rine, but Daybreak tells them both to go home. And then they get worried because Daybreak starts to collapse a little bit, showing that he actually is wounded from earlier in the movie. And decide to go rest. Tajima says that Daybreak didn't tell anybody they went back in time, and also that time travel caused immense pain to the user. And Hotaro saying that Daybreak tried to look for a place to die. So yeah, he's in a depression fuck, alright. Our alchemist gang for the president tried to make a plan to revert the energy from the portal back to the base in order to make the sort of collapse and all that, in order to make the base explode. So yeah, that's their plan. At Daybreak is busy looking over the sunset, over the sea, looking at his ring, which I can say it's a really cool shot. I really do like Daybreak near the ocean. I actually think it's really pretty. I like more of that, please. After that, we see Hulk getting angry and wanting revenge as he prepared to leave as the other Max stay behind in order to gather more test subjects for Grion. As they decide to attack a little district, as Kloto and Tropo decide to go fight, as Hotaro wants to join them. As Daybreak tried to stop Rine from going, but he decided to do it anyway as he gets angry over the fact that they left, as Kajiki stayed behind in order to take care of Daybreak. I just gotta say that's pretty much gonna be the only thing Kajiki does, just stay in the base. Kinda wanted more for Kajiki in this movie, but yeah, I'll talk about that probably later at the end of the review. But yeah, we see the two little Mac members attack a bunch of people in order to gather test subjects about parent and child. As their gang arrive in order to fight them. And surprisingly, one of the Mac members, being the blue one, entered the base. And we focus on a new character named Ichika with her dad, who Ichika being played by Ayane Turomizu, probably butchered the name, I'm sorry. As they both try to defend each other from the masked man, as he wants them for test subject, as Rina comes in order to fight against him. As they just knock on the dad and decide to take him for now. As Rina takes Ichika away in order to get out from being attacked. And Hotaro continues to fight against the Dread Trooper. And the other masked guy, being the white one, stayed behind in order to take care of them, revealing her fate to actually be Lacus's. So yeah, this is actually what happens to Lacus's body, considering Kloto say that she's not actually Lacus's, she's a fake. Naming herself Lacnila, or something like that. That's really creative to not actually change too much of his name Lacus's. And the sister decide to fight her, but they can't really kill her as they just remember that she's actually her sister, Faith. As he turns to the Orochimaru Malco and defeats the sister. Helter decided to just in turn use the finisher and fire Gotchard for in order to take her down, going through the warehouse over and over again in order to a giant explosion, killing her by turning her dust as she leaves her weapon behind. And I gotta say that the only time we'll actually see Lacus throughout this movie. I know it's disappointing that we won't see Lacus transform into Valvorad to help out against the other gang. I find that disappointing. Want to see more of her, especially since we don't see that much in the show. So yeah, kind of disappointed this is the end for Lacus' character in the future and the present, but whatever. Everybody's injured. Rine wants to get revenge for the people, and Tropo gets the weapon, saying that it's a key to the barrier, but just say how convenient that they have it there. As he passes out, with everybody going back to the main base to recover, Tajima confirms that they do have a key in order to enter the barrier now. But that also means that Grion and his army will be waiting for them now. As Daybreak again tells Rina to stay behind, as Rina asks why, as she can fight too. As Daybreak say that that's also what his Rina said before she died. It turns out that in the flashback, shows Hoto and Rina struggle to fight against Grion as the door of darkness opens. As Rina tells him to not give up on hope. As Reiwa transformed into her rider form in order to stop the little transformation thing from the door of darkness, and also save the Kemi at the cost of her own life, as she's actually stabbed by the Dark King himself as she falls down. As Daybreak Hotaro rushes to her side in order to try to find some way to save her, but can't, pretty much just blaming himself for another death in his arm. Rina is still saying that she wants to actually do something that we don't actually hear until later, as she dies in his arms. And Hotaro cries out with Hopper 1 and the sun turning into their Daybreak form. And Hotaro laid flowers in her own tomb, as well as the book showing about the Daybreak alchemist on her tomb, pretty much making him sad that the last person that he cared about is now officially dead. And Daybreak just say that only her last remaining word keep echoing in his head, saying that they haunt him to this day. It's pretty disturbing to know that a couple of few words gonna be haunting him for the rest of the day, because that's actually pretty sad to think about. It's a pretty sad thing for our character. Especially for somebody like Hotaro being so happy-go-lucky be reduced to something this depressing. But then, our present Hotaro says that everybody has actually gone over their regrets in the present, especially himself, as he's also been through a bunch of hard times, and Ichika listens on. And they say that they only been able to get through these hard times because of the new future that Daybreak has created. And Daybreak just getting mad, saying that he doesn't actually know what he's been through and suffered for the past 20 years. And Rina said that the Hotaro she knows wouldn't actually give up hope, especially in the face of danger and the future being uncertain. And pretty much thinking that even Daybreak is still Hotaro at the end of the day, and know that he won't give up either. Hotaro wants to fight with Daybreak in order to save the future, as Daybreak finally remembered how he and Rina used to act, which is pretty sad to know that 20 years ago your friend is dead and you just forgotten how you used to interact with her until now. But yeah, I decided to help fight together in order to save the world, which I think they a little too fast for the development between Daybreak and the gang, but I will say that not yet, that it will be fixed later on in the movie. And they go out in order to stop Grion. And Ichika say that she wants to join in order to save her dad, as well as the fact that she can still fight. And Kazuki, I think, just stayed behind, because I really do feel like Kazuki could have been better in this situation for whatever. I'll explain that later. As Daybreak agreed to bring her along, and both Hotaro transform into their Gotchard form, as both summon their own golden dash in order to ride to battle with some nice camera angles, so following the actors in the bike, as they both ride into battle. They ride to the base, and they use the key in order to enter to the fortress, and they go inside and see a bunch of dread troopers everywhere, as Hellcrate decides to leave with them in order to go to the path. And our present gang decided to stop it and try to fight back, as Kazuki and Spider transform into the rider form in order to fight him. So yeah, to fight him off, and the alchemist gang set their plan in motion as they begin their little ritual. And meanwhile, Rina and Ichika go down to find the prison section, actually find the prisoner, even her dad. But see that all of them are unresponsive, as the final Magman saying that he's actually collected all the despair from them and teleported away, as he revealed his fate to be Minato with a scar little eye thing, like right there where his right eye is. So yeah, probably showing that Grion probably damaged his body the most. And he called himself Alzar, and he taught them over their own future endeavor. As well, acting pretty insane, and also insulting Ichika for her dad, saying that she had the most biggest despair of them all, and actually just going ham. I love the way that the actor who played Minato was just going ham for the scene in this role, because it is pretty funny to see how over the top he can be. Especially since this is more used to what the actor usually plays, so yeah, it's pretty funny to see how the contrast is between his usual demeanor and then playing as Alzar. So yeah, after that, our Gotchard meet with Grion, and he decided to trap Hotaro in a bunch of metal and start to torture him. At Daybreak, decided to fight Grion, as Grion gets the elixir from Alzar, and he uses it to transform into the Dark Ether Kemi, and he will use it to make his complete perfection world, as he turns Golden Cube into the El Dorado driver in order to transform into our movie villain, Kamen Rider Dorado. The suit looks really cool. I really like how it's kind of the final evolution to Dread in the future version, not compared to Eldo from the actual show, which all the part taken from the actual Dread Trooper or suit. And I really do like the color. I like how the color match one another, as well as the three orbs from the Dark King being in the chest. It looks really cool. But anyway, Daybreak decides to fight, but is overwhelmed by Dorado, as he can't actually keep up with him, as Grion just continues to insult Daybreak in an everlasting cycle of despair, and Daybreak continues to say he won't give up. I would see our other writer for the present struggle with the troopers, as Sabi Renge uses Yukumpire and UFO act. It's pretty cool to see Yukumpire actor come back. It's pretty cool to see that, as they use the Kemi in order to fight against the Dread Troopers in their own way. And it's pretty funny to see Yukumpire use the power to Dread Type 2 in order to kill the Earth Dread Trooper, then try to kill himself. And then UFO X teleporting a bunch of Dread Troopers like all the way to space, leaving them probably to die. But yeah, pretty cool to see. As Spire fights against the Trooper, and the Trooper as well as the Angel Malcolm being Hellcrate, until we have our cameo of the movie being Shoma, and he comes in to help out Banner, freeing him, and he giving him some gummies as well, as he transforms into Kamen Kamen Rider Gab, with the BGM of Kamen Rider Gab being played in the background. But it's pretty cool to see, and he's had to fight against the Dread Trooper, punching Gummy. Even cool to see how the acting is. I really do like the acting, pretty much reminiscing of Kamen Rider Gab that we're watching currently as the review is happening. And he even punches through a wall to take out one of the Dread Trooper. It looks really cool. I really do love the fight scene of Gab, and see how the early concept of Gab was going to work out. And transformation is different from the actual current one. It actually just formed the suit differently. I even prepared the finisher by summoning the sound effect, actually showing that the sound effect would have been different compared to the actual show. And using the sound effect to actually bounce onto it, even jump onto it, looks really cool that he actually used the sound effect for his attack. He even does his rider kick by jumping on one of the sound effects in order to take out one of the Dread Type 1. And it looks really cool that we actually see him do a rider kick without the assistance of kicking Gummy. Especially since the rider kick in the Kamen Rider Gab, we only see him do one. And it looks really cool as he defeats the Dread Troopers as well as Dread Type 1. And then ends up saying that he's hungry and wants to eat something. And probably think another thing that would have been in the original content of Kamen Rider Gab and never made it in. Oh well. Kaguya struggles with the troopers as he's overwhelmed by them, even destroying his card, which of course it is because, scissors beat paper. Until we hear a familiar attack Raido as the trooper is blasted away as Kaguya gets teleported to a portal and meets with the legend himself, Tsukata Godoya, once again played by Masahiro Inui, saying his line, which is, just passing by, which of course he is. And I'm just gonna say, the belt is not in good condition. Like, it is the original Deca driver, not the Neo Deca driver. And it's just damaged. Like, you can see with the belt hinges where, before the driver is, you can see where it's actually damaged all throughout. Like, it looks really bad. Like, it's not in good condition. Which makes sense. I mean, it is old. And but it says, this white belt signifying, I think that one of the higher ups totally say that anytime that Tsukata will appear with the white belt, it means that it takes place before Geo, before you get the Neo Deca driver. Which I gotta say, I don't think we ever got an explanation how he got the Neo Deca driver, but we have to wait and see. As Kaguya wants to say a lot of things right now, but can't because he's busy and needs to go help out his friend. And Tsukata just gives him his photo, saying that he wants to see what kind of legend he'll make as he leaves through another portal, returning Kaguya back to his friend. And Kaguya decides to get inspired by him. Fast forward the photo to another legend card, which is the special legend card that you only get if you buy a special premium Bandai product. And it transforms to legend once again to continue to fight. I think at this point there's no legendary legend. Would have made more sense to transform to legendary legend instead. Anyway, Rina and Ichika fight against Aldard again, and he torments them, and Ichika gets knocked out, and he tries to torment her unconscious body, saying that she's just giving up now. And Rina tells him that she had no right to speak with that face, ruining what Minato stood for with that face. And Aldard turns into a Dragonoless amalgam, and Rina transforms to her Moon Cerebrate form in order to fight against them. And the people in the prison cell start to notice her, and it seems like starting to get hope back to them. As he continues to fight against him, and Ichika wakes up in order to shoot at Aldard in order for Rina to perform her finisher. Both of them activate their own finisher, as Rina actually seems to have won as Aldar loses his amalgam form. As Ichika shoots on the ceiling in order to draw a bunch of ceiling tiles onto him, finally killing him once and for all. But it actually is a nice teamwork between them. It looks really cool that they actually work together to defeat Aldar. I'm really liking that. I really decided to open the prison cell for Ichika to lead all the prisoners away. As we see Kriya and Daybreak fight each other, as Hotaro wants to continue to fight for the future, transforming to Platinum Gotchard in order to free himself to join the fight. And actually start to actually beat him. And Kriya won't allow it and activate his own finisher by blasting them with a few blasts before activating a black hole in order to teleport them to the ceiling and dropping them down with an explosion and knocking them out of their form. It was a pretty cool finisher. Rina arrived to fight Grion, but to no avail, taken down easily. And Grion planned to kill her to see the despair on both of them once again. And both Hotaro failed to transform again in order to fight against them, and they're knocked down with other chemis around them. And the two smartphones get out of their car in order to start playing broadcast around the world for the fight that's happening right now for everybody to see. And Rina starts to die from Grion, the torture, as Hotaro say that he won't give up. And they actually hear Rina's voice coming from the sun, which is the Daybreak version. And Daybreak started to give up, saying that he couldn't protect anybody again. And Hotaro tells him to keep going. We actually do like saying that this is the moment I've been waiting for. That I feel like the other moment was too fast. I think this one will be better, the kind of trope of being reminded who you are by your younger version. So he tells him to keep going, reminding him of his love for Kemi and his friend that he made along the way. And Daybreak remembers his own adventure. And he says that's true, as he finally remembers his dream to become the big shot alchemist. As he shouts Gotchard to the sky, saying that he finally hears Rina's voice again from the sun. As she said that she's actually been there the whole time, believing in him and fighting alongside of him. I remember what she said in her dying breath, saying that she wanted to continue fighting alongside him to the end, as her little soul thing transferred to the sun. How that works? I don't know. Just roll with it. As Daybreak finally realized her word weren't a curse, and Daybreak tells her to fight together with him once again, apologizing both Hopper 1's steam liner, which is pretty cool to see. I love that he apologized to them. And he transformed, doing his transformation pose all the way back from episode 1, which is different from the beginning of the movie, doing some weird pose with the Spider-Man little hand thing. But now he actually goes back to the original transformation pose, showing that he came back to his senses, and now acting like the Hotaro we know today, and transformed into a Daybreak form. And he continued to fight Grion with a cool shot of their fight together. It looks really cool. And he slashes Grion and then goes out to actually rescue Rine. So it's pretty good that he actually freed Rine from the pot there. As Hotaro and Rine both transformed to fight Grion, and Hotaro transformed to his final form, Rainbow. Just wondering where Nichikan been the whole time. We could have used him. But anyway, they turned to Rainbow in order to fight him. And a really cool shot, even underneath them, and all three of them managed to take him down, even before their own finisher to defeat Grion once and for all. However, it's not over, as another voice comes in saying that Grion is just a puppet of him that he just created years ago. As Grion just started to reform himself, like trying to fix his body, and revealed that it's actually the Dark King who takes over. Who is indeed played by Hatsuyuki Honishi, which I've got to butcher the name, so sorry. Who, funny enough, actually played the smartphone and the driver from Kamen Rider Gotchard. And the video revealed Grion lost his fight against the Dark King, and he now took over his body, which probably explains why he doesn't look like El Dorado outside. And we have a pretty cool fight scene as the king attacks, taking them outside. We go back to the present with a briefly cool scene of Kaguya summoning the other rider, being Double Dano Kuga, with the double suit still looking rough as ever. And they all make the finisher to defeat all of the troopers and Dread Type 3. As the rest of the gang arrived in order to finish their plan and actually seal the troopers from coming to the present and actually send them back to the future. And Hellcrate tries to attack them, but Spider comes in to fight back against them, and the Unibo UFO X and Yu Kumpire to defeat Hellcrate once and for all, sending him through the portal with his sword. As Yu Kumpire removes Spanner's Kemi and takes all of them to the future to help out Hotaro have all 101 Kemi. We probably did explain why Hotaro can't use the Gotchard brother in the future, because yeah, he doesn't have all 101 Kemi currently. But anyway, the three riders struggle against the king, as Grion base explode as Hellcrate finally dies. As Spider's story goes to the gang, showing that yeah, they finally protected the present, and it's their turn now. As the king prepared to kill them until the other Kemi all come in to protect them. Turbo called through smartphone saying that hopes and dreams are probably the reason why his power are weakening. And both Hopper 1's steam liner come in order to transform into the new form, being Hopper 101 Gigantaliner for Hotaro and Shining Hopper and Shining Liner for Daybreak at this time, as they both transform into their new movie exclusive form, Miracle Gotchard and Shining Daybreak. And all the Kemi decided to go to the people. I really get the sun before it disappeared. As Tajima say he finally got a reaction for his tech, and he'd finally be ready to fight back against the king. And the trio decided to summon Gigantaliner once again to ride on top of it in order to fight against the king. But they didn't really last too long, as the king actually stopped the train in its track. The Hotaro Daybreak decided to attach themselves to the train in order to start moving it with their firepower, as Rine decided to use Gold Dad to put Gigantaliner as well. And then we see some Kemi decide to fly to them as they actually protect them, as the three riders tried to move the train. Katsuki started to cheer them on to not give up, and his own Kemi also disappeared. As Tajime breaks the fourth wall, grabbing the camera, telling the audience they need to cheer for the rider. And he does so, allowing everybody around him to start cheering for them, and everybody in the prisoner camp also start cheering for them, revealing that they're getting back hope once again. Except for one child actor. Like, it looked pretty funny to see one child actor being confused and doesn't want to participate. It looked pretty funny. But yeah, they all start cheering for the three rider as a miracle happened. As the rider get their powers and all the Kemi in order to start to move the train once again. And everybody cheers for their success. And I'm saying, Tajime, please put a shirt or pants on. Like, I know you're next to a troubled actress, and I know she's a child. Seriously, put a pants on, please. It looks weird. Anyway, they continue to fight against the king, as they all ready their finisher, that Hotaro becomes a ginormous version of himself and put the train to his leg to make a rider kick. And he decides to kick through the king, with Rine and Daybreak joining to him in a cool explosion, finally defeating the king once and for all, and everybody cheers. But then the king say that he's not done yet, and he decided to travel back through time in order to reign supreme. And Daybreak decided that he'll fight him and will travel back in time to stop him. And with a new power, it's possible for him as well. So yeah, he's probably gonna come back for a future movie and reference it. And he thanks our past version, telling Hotaro Rine to make a new future. And he tells the son, which is Rine, his own Rine, to join him in his fight. Actually agree, as the song The Future Daybreak being sung by Bakon and Flo plays in the background. And he uses Time Lord Hotaro to leave and travel back to the past. So I guess it is a closed time loop because it seems like he will go back in time in order to make the legend of the Daybreak alchemist. That's my theory right now how this is happening. But anyway, the credits start to play as Hotaro and Rine go back home with Kajiki there, and they say goodbye to Tajima, Atropo, Kloto, and Ichika, and they all finally go home to the summer festival, and they start to see everybody enjoying themselves. And surprisingly, Minato and Kyoka hold hands, so I get the shipping they finally confirmed. And after some drawing by some fans, Rine comes in to the alchemist bed, finding Hotaro there, as he wonders why she's not joining with them in the rest of the game in the celebration. As Hotaro says he's still worried about Daybreak. And Rine remembers what her future version told her, saying that she should stay with Hotaro as future Rine would take care of Daybreak, and it hurts her to take care of Hotaro. And they showed Hotaro the book of the Daybreak alchemist being different now, showing that the Daybreak alchemist defeated the Dark King, changing the future once more. And they decided that be a good enough answer. They go out and enjoy the summer festival. As the movie ends, both Hotaro saying Gotchard out loud. Overall, it was actually a pretty fine movie. Not the bad, not the worst. I will say though that it's kind of a missed opportunity to have Kajiki do anything. I thought with Kajiki going to the future, he'd probably be the reason why Daybreak, Hotaro actually remembers who he is as a person. Also, no explanation about the mother. I know that the mom probably died as well, but again, it would be pretty interesting to see what Hotaro reacted to his mother dying. But yeah, I thought his mother or Katsuki, anything like that, would probably be the reason why Daybreak Hotaro actually returned back to who he was in the present. I think that would be more better to implement Katsuki to the plot, other than having Katsuki just be there and be stuck in the future, not doing anything. It would be better that way. I will say I do like the cameo of Tsukasa, even though it doesn't amount to much. But I will say it's pretty funny to see the cameo of Tsukasa, even if it's just there to promote a new toy for Legend. Overall, not really much to say about this film. Tajime is probably the most worst character in this movie, kind of bring it down. But I do like the new form. I like the little story, and of course, I literally do like the little motor story. A future version being reminded of how the past versions were and actually changed for the better once again. Not much to say. I like the fight scene. I love the action scene. I love the suit. I love the Dark King. I like Dory. I know the Grion being underutilized, especially like I said, also underutilized as well because her actions only appear for her to die and then become mass personality like his video, something like that, and then dies after like 2 scenes. So yeah, very disappointing to her. She got to try for the Valbora to help out the gang, but whatever. Overall, I like this movie. Not as much as the other summer movies, but I will say it's pretty good. You should go watch it if you have the chance. Rating wise, they give it a 7.2 out of 10. What do you guys think? Do you like this movie or do you not? What do you think about the whole little problems they had? And also, do you have the same problems? Or do you like this movie if you didn't have any problems? Or you have a different set of problems with this film and your enjoyment? Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Kamen Rider content. Peace.